Hello, welcome to the Bearded Horror Review. My name is Dan, aka the Boogey Man, and on this show I will watch a horror movie, either a classic or a new release, talk about some good points, talk about some bad points, if there are any of either, give it a rating out of 10 if I remember to do it, and let you know if I think this film was worth a watch or not, in my humble opinion. And I have just gotten back from the cinema. I went to my local Odeon for their Scream Unseen, where they will play a movie that you don't know what it's going to be. It's an early release showing, and tonight I got to see one of my most anticipated films for the entire year. Together. So let's talk about it.
I think something's happening to us.
Together was written and directed by Michael Shanks, starring Dave Franco and Alison Brie, or Bry, I don't know how to say her name, as Millie and Tim. And they are years into a relationship, and they are moving to a more small countryside town after some hiccups in their relationship. And there is some tension and stuff going on between them for many reasons that I won't get into. And after a unfortunate walk in the countryside, a force starts to come over them that is pulling them together to a body horror level point. And that's all I want to tell you now. Straight off the bat, I'm like, this film is amazing. It is so good in every single way, and obviously I want to discuss why, and it's not out yet, so if you don't want to know anything about this film at all, I'm gonna try and not spoil anything, but I want to discuss why this film is so fucking good. So here is a minor spoiler warning for if you don't want to know anything at all. Let's talk about it.
You know, this could be the beginning.
Roll over that you're on my hair.
Of something wonderful.
Tim.
I have been waiting for a film like this. This story could have been done way too seriously, comedically. It could have been really just kind of art house and made really pretentiously, but they didn't do that. And they made a competent, tense, exhausting, just incredible film. I genuinely, I'm struggling to speak about it because I've just watched it and I've just come home. This film does so many things right. I will say straight off the bat, body horror and also kind of thriller type movies like this it's a tense kind of relationship drama with all this body horror involved, and there's a mystery of what is happening to them. It's not going to be for everyone, but if you like that kind of thing, you are going to think this film is incredible. Before we carry on, guys, if you can leave a like and subscribe, it's a little thing for you, but it really helps out the channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I genuinely loved every bit of it. Dave Franco surprised the hell out of me in this. Because I've seen him in stuff before, and I know he can act, and I know he can do things. But in this, he really showed that he has got more acting chops than being the funny guy. And it really kind of shows how much care and detail that they put into this movie. There is so much visual and auditory setup and world building that it's hard to keep up. I kept noticing things and noticing little bits and motifs, and they all kept coming back later on in the film, and it was so well done. I thought it was just exactly what I wanted. This is exactly what I mean when I talk about visual storytelling and a tight script that doesn't over-explain itself, but really sets the mood and the tone. The relationship building between Tim and Millie is really good, and it's done in several different ways. It's done in loads of different ways. It's done visually, it's done through people having conversations with each other, it's done through their social interactions, and it just really kind of set up what was going on between them before they even moved. And then the script takes that very normal feeling of, I've been in this relationship for a long time, are we still in love? And turning it into this body horror film.
Whiskey for the pain.
And this film itself, it's not super gory in any way, but the body horror that it uses is so visceral to a sense that it feels uncomfortable. It's not loads of blood and guts. It's just, I can feel the pain that would be going on between these two. I can feel that the awkwardness of how these bodies must be feeling.
You'll be okay.
And it plays up a lot of different kinds of issues. For one, it brings up relationship issues with, James Franco's character, Tim, is a musician and Millie is a teacher. And obviously he's a 30-odd-year-old guy who might still be trying to make it as a musician, and he's very dependent on his partner. And there's different viewpoints from each side of what they're both going through when it comes to this kind of relationship dynamic. The relationship dynamics are set up really well. There's different kinds of issues in their relationship. There's not just one. It's not just, he wants to be a musician and she wants to be a teacher. There's other things that are going on that I will not talk about because it builds it through the film, and it builds it slowly with mystery and dynamically through visual and in the script. And it is really well done, and it makes you understand why people are acting the way they are. And there's so much in this that I thought really just nailed it. The sound design and the music is incredible. Like I said, it doesn't over-explain itself, but it gives you enough information to go, well, this is happening. And this is what happens when this happens. And such a breath of fresh air to have a film like this. It doesn't stay around too long either. It wasn't super long. I think it was like an hour and 40 maybe, but it did not feel that way. It flew by, and it conveyed what was happening through the cinematography and the editing between the two so well that you can't not get what is happening. I thought this film was absolutely incredible. I love a body horror, and this film very much gave me vibes of other than the body horror of things like The Thing, but also like the kind of the drama of like a marriage story almost. And there were moments where the script wasn't as serious as you would expect, let's say an A24 film where everyone's all serious all the time, unless there's a character that's constantly being jokey and it doesn't fit. The dialogue felt natural. People sometimes, when they argue, they will be sarcastic and try and be funny, or when you're having a conversation with someone and it's awkward, you try and be funny, or you try and lighten the mood. It felt so natural, and there was moments in this that felt genuine.
I love you.
And I really had missed that in my dialogue. I couldn't praise this enough. And like I said, I know this film is not going to be for everyone, but this captured me from start to finish. With the sound design, with setup, with payoff, with the score, with the script, with the acting. I was discussing it with my buddy on the way home. We were messaging, and so we were just messaging back and forth, and we were just talking about how we both felt the exact same things. So we both had that experience. So it's not just me. It's not just me. And I want to be able to discuss this further and further, because it really it gave me goosebumps in moments. I genuinely had goosebumps, and it does a lot of the tropes that you would think every horror film would do. There's a few jump scares in there, and there is the Googling of stuff that's happened, but it's more Googling more believable things. Instead of Googling undead vampire how to kill, it's Googling that someone mentions something happened, and they go, oh, well, I'll just give it a Google and have a look, learn more about it because I've just moved here. And there's just stuff like that felt realistic and natural. So even though these things have been done in other films before, they were just done really well in this. And I genuinely believed this couple loved each other, and they were just going through a hard time because it had been so long that you're together. And someone says it is like, is it love or is it complacency? And that's kind of a very universal feeling, I think. But obviously this film then takes things to a whole new level, and it really felt amazing to experience. I really couldn't get enough of this. I'm going to go see it again. I definitely am going to go see it again. There was so much of the motif and payoff and just setting up bits of information and slowly building and turning this chaos into a very well done narrative. that I genuinely can't recommend this enough. I can't believe I'm going to say it. All the way home, I've been saying, I can't give it that score. I can't give it that score. But for me personally, hell, I'm going to say it's a 10 out of 10. I can't fault this film. I enjoyed it so much. I genuinely found myself like holding my breath at parts. My heart was pounding. I was so concerned about the main cast. And even though I figured out some things before they happened, because I always do, I didn't care. I was glad that it went that way, because that's what the narrative was telling me was going to happen. It wasn't just a twist pulled out of its arse. It was a well-written narrative that made sense. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I can't praise it enough. But if you're watching this and you've seen it, what did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below. Are you going to go see it? What are your thoughts on this kind of body horror and stuff? And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more reviews and news. I do trailer reactions over here, and over on my Instagram, which you should go and follow, I do like news and other posts and stuff, and you can even vote on what films I'm going to be talking about. Yeah, go and see together. And if you didn't like it, you can blame me. But I think people should go and see this film. But until the next time, guys, happy watching.